what has BNY Mellon been doing to reduce the carbon impact of checks, but also the check processing side of things? What have you been actively doing, and what's some of the results been from your customers?
I think there's a couple things we try to target when it comes to ESG and paper output and the impact on the environment. So first piece of it is actually invoices and bills that are sent between business partners that are tied to the payments, right? So multiple times when you see checks written, there's something paper actually preceding that, right? You know, here's the bill, the invoice of what you owe me. That's being sent to one business partner. Then they're cutting a check, even if it's a digital, software that they have. It's printing a check and putting it in an envelope and sticking it out in the mail. And then a lot of times, even the follow-up correspondence, like, hey, Ali, you still owe me $2. Here's another invoice that I'm going to mail you and another check you're going to write me back. So it's really the whole payment chain end to end. And then even in addition to that, there's still a lot of paper and fax statements and reports that are going around the US in different segments. So we try to kind of look at the whole spectrum. Right, so we're looking in one effort going on with the Federal Reserve right now, we're looking at e-invoice processing and how do we help the big B2B space and business partners between accounts payable, accounts receivable, exchange invoices using common standards like ISO 20022 and automatically feed into those systems. We're looking at e-bills, so how telecoms and utilities and insurance companies can send e-bills digitally to somebody's phone. Then we're looking at the payments spectrum, saying how do you use that to trigger things like ACH or real-time payments and more efficient payments. And then we're even looking at the correspondence between the business partners and the consumers and their service providers, saying how do you give confirmation, thank you, I received your payment? How do you let them know that they overpaid or that they underpaid? And doing that in a digital and native way. So we're trying to look at the whole spectrum, and then we basically give our clients insights through the dashboards that we have to show check volume, electronic payment volume, the mix of the two, and we're really starting to develop a lot of these carbon tools to measure what that check, that paper statement actually means in terms of trees, carbon output, establish some benchmarks and try to change that over time.
Does that ESG benchmark, taking everything environmental off the table, does that data have other implications? For example, does it give you knowledge as to how efficiently, for example, a business may be running?
Absolutely, because based off of our client base, the banks that we serve, Fortune 5, we can actually tell them where their peers stand and where they stand relative to their peers, which is really insightful. And we actually work very closely with our clients to actually commonly showcase some best-in-class examples. And we've done webcasts and webinars and even in-person roundtables where we would bring a whole industry together, like the utility industry or telecom providers, whatever it may be. And we'll actually showcase with one of our clients, hey, here's what the business problems that they had that they were trying to address. Here's a program that they rolled out. Here's what worked well. Here's what didn't work well. And we really try to share those lessons learned within that client community. And a lot of our clients are very open to do it because it shares a lot of that information and it raises the water for all those ships.